through this. Linda Raschke is fantastic in terms of these moves. A little bit of Linda Raschke already. Big green coming up. Coming down. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Mike, 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 Mike. I love it. That was my mom's favorite commercial. I love it. All right, Nasdaq's coming down 25,400. What's up, Jonathan Corey? Good morning. Good morning. We have 50 million in calls sold, 445 million of puts purchased. Big red candle, all the way down to 25,400. What they going to do, homie? Another bottom wick back up. VIX is down 25,400 right here. Another plunge, another bottom wick. Let's see what they're going to do. 25,400 back and forth. I was like Linda. Sitting on my hands while I get my TPT counts converted. I believe they actually made it with 5 accounts. I love it, Matt. I love it. Now, I want to work with you closely on this because you are about to unlock a beautiful phase of trading. Copy trading is very tempting. I would not recommend it when you're first time doing 5 accounts. Of course, especially if you're in Quantire, there's too many problems. One false move and you smoke all 5. Just keep things slow. Your goal now is to maintain the same patience you've been doing. Just small position sizing, build that buffer, and then one day you're taking out 10 grand a week, 20 grand a week before you even know it with 5 accounts. So it's awesome stuff. All right, a little bit of move back up here. That was a quick move, 50 points on NASDAQ. Slow and steady. My pattern so far, it's been literally all year long, every 3 months, I'm having a banger of a month. It happened in March, crazy profits. It happened in about July, September, July, August, crazy profits. And it's happening again now. I'm telling you, I've said this before, your profit curve, your equity curve is slow and steady, and then every now and then you have these quick increases in profit curve in your equity curve, and that's what's happening. Every 3 months, I blow it out of the top. So I always say that to say is that if you're either struggling or if you're just flatline for a month, that's fine. You're doing your job as a trader. You're not supposed to kill it every month. You're supposed to kill it 1 or 2 months out of the year, and then everything else is plain Jane. So keep it up. All right, bottom wick on NASDAQ. We have multiple bottom wicks in the 400 area, and we're going to see if we can capture higher prices. 430 coming back up. The high would be 450 on ES. We're looking for 68.71 on gold. It's Hunter putting on a beautiful 3C bottom wick. I put a lot of signals in. In the intent I'm doing that, I'm gonna flood the signals channel with as many good quality setups that I can find because I'm going to be gone for the next 3-4 days. So I'm going to let y'all, if you want to put on some swing positions, you can kind of look at those and judge whether or not you want to take advantage. But I'm going to just post high quality 2R volume 3C setups in those channels. So if you want to take a look at it, take a look. Most likely those will be either commons or options, or you won't be able to do futures on those, obviously, for individual names. All right, we have 3 1-minute dojis in a row. So they're expanding and contracting these candles over and over. That's what that 1 minute looks like. 1 minute expansion and contraction candles, which means hands off for now. I was going to ask you about that. Are we screening for stocks? How do you find those? Yes, so I use FinViz, and you can use any screener. I don't pay for a screener, though, because my parameters are very simple. High volume at a macro support or a macro resistance, period. And FinViz filters it out just fine. I don't need any crazier screener. So I'll go in, I'll start at 0.5R volume, and then I'll start at a double top or triple top metric, and that'll give me the easy low-hanging fruit stuff. A major move. Now, I filter out earnings. I don't calculate earnings into those because if I open up a high volume 2R move and I see there is an earnings report on that day, I disregard that because there's always going to be an incredibly high volume spike on earnings, and that's going to flaw the stats, and you could have a lot of crazy moves. So yeah, I'll use those 2 things, and I'll go through filter. And then after that, if I don't find a good quality setups, I'll remove the triple top, double top bottom metric, and I'll only do volume, and then I'll just go circuit, and I'll go to the top 50, and I'll plug in the names and just plug in the name. It takes 5 seconds per name to look at it and say, all right, that's already hitting it's got volume, but it's at a support, boom. If it's got high volume without a support or resistance, I don't even look at it because there's too much going on there. All right, anyway, top wick back over NASDAQ, 25,400 on the 1 minute. We haven't get out of this range. We have this little pivot at 394 from 820 that we're dealing with. After that, 25,291. Right now we have 237 million of puts sold. I'm sorry, puts purchased. 13 million calls sold. Red coming on down, baby. What's up, YouTube? How you doing? Good morning. Bienvenidos, konnichiwa. Why is everyone using Quant Tower to copy trade? Rhythmic R Traders Pro is Rhythmic Meta is native application. I've tried to trade on R Trader. It's terrible. I feel like I'm trading on an Atari 2600. Maybe I just can't figure it out. I don't know. But if you have a good way to get that to work, 100%. You're welcome, Cal. Nancy, you're welcome. Who's holding MSauce with me. I had to hear that. Nice, Dr. Phil, or DV Phil. You got it, baby. You got it. All right, red still sliding lower to 25,380 and dropping. Nice move here. Top wicks rollover. Top wicks rollover. We have put buying, call selling. The same thing we've been having now for weeks. Strong move down. I'm using Trade Syncer to test small size of copy trading with my TPT accounts. Is very smooth. Good, nice. GameStop straight up. Indices down. Top wick rollover. If you look at the 5, top wicks galore. This is a double top. Roll, bounce, weak, failure, top wick, 3C volume, and then Linda Raschke red. When's the last time Linda Raschke's failed us? It's been weeks. 3 weeks? Man, I got to send her a Christmas card. Anyway, what do we have here? We have wick. We have wick, which results in support and support. That's what we're going to look for right there. That's the low-hanging, easy stuff. If you're not doing that, smack yourself in the face. Was any of today's data not tradable? Negative. All today's data was just fine, except for crude oil inventories. Crude oil inventories at what, 1030? You cannot trade CL on TPT. That is a prohibited event for CL. ES you can. CL you can't. Bottom wick. Yeah. So what do we have here on SPX? 6,800. They are defending 6,800 like it's nobody's business. They dropped all the way back down and they bounced it back up. So 6,800 in SPX is a major point of contention, and that is why they're defending this so much. That's the point of no return for the buyers. Once they pass, once they give up 6,800, that's the game. Yahtzee. Yahtzee. Checkmate. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. We have 197 million puts purchased, but they've sold off 400 million, and they're selling calls. And so far, the markets are straight down. High volume bottom wick. Right here. So we have volume coming in here. Highest volume candle of the day on the 1 minute right now. We have a couple of minor bottom wicks right here. You need a higher high of about, roughly 367 or so. If they claim 367, we could play right on back up to 447. 3 Cs. If they fails it, guess what? Guess what? No long entry. Roboticize yourself, if that's even a word. Roboticize yourself. I'm going to build this air cannon when I come back from vacation. If y'all are interested, pretty easy. 25,337 failure back over right there, dropping. Bottom wick back up. That's your higher high. They're filling the higher high. Another bottom wick right there, defending. You know, it's crazy how relatable Monopoly is to real life. If you spend the whole game just passing go, working a job, you struggle and always lose. But if you acquire assets, session disconnected. Oh, I think the wife opened the laptop because it disconnected my trading view. Yeah, that's what she did. Red rollover right here. That was a quick 40-point dumperoni with cheese. Dropping. NASDAQ getting pummeled. ES getting pummeled. Man, this candle's erratic. It's back and forth. Another high volume bottom wick here holding. So if they bottom wick this with 2 high volume spikes, they are accumulating for a bounce. They're accumulating for a bounce. Look, another big green. Can they get over that? 367 is your long signal. 367. Be patient, Grasshopper. Be patient, Grasshopper. Nice rowing, Brewski. Well done, buddy. Well done. Do I use Bookmap? Yes, of course, every day. Every day. It's so hard being patient. I found an indicator to alert me when there's a high volume candle on my time frame. Nice. Very cool AER. AER. In the game. Top wick back over. Failure. If they fail this, I would expect 260. Another 50, 60 points down at least if they fail this move. Another red move. So far, no bounces. This is the same thing every day, man. They're selling puts and selling calls here. They're selling both sides of the tape. But the bears are winning the price action. The options chain is balanced. They're selling the crap out of puts here. They are not bearish on the options chain, but they're not bullish either. They're balanced. The price action is very bearish. They are dumping everything, straight on ripping and a tearing all the way down. If they fail 310, if they fail this overnight pivot, we'll grab the overnight low of 260 pretty quickly. And if they fail that, man, I'm telling you, this is the bulls are running out of time to stop the descent. Every day it's sell off, sell off, sell off. They're running out of time to arrest the descent. At this point, if I was in an aircraft, it would be beeping at me. Pull up. Pull up. Altitude. Altitude. I'd be crashing into the ground. Woo! Terrain. Terrain. They're selling a bunch of puts here, and they're selling calls left and right. Vixpiration. It is Vixpiration. Yeah. All the money matters are protecting their year-end bonuses. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Another bottom wick, but it's not holding. Very weak bottom wick. It's a weak bottom wick. Can they do it? No longs until you get a higher high. Let's go to the Cinco. What do we have on the Cinco? The Cinco higher high is right here, so we'll move it down to that. 354 is what we need to claim a higher high to long. Until then, you're going to get wrecked. And we all know what Ice Cube says to us about checking yourself. So just check yourself before you wreck yourself. Shotgun blast are bad for the health. And then make sure you're long in 353. This looks like absorption for a break lower. NGL. NGL. They are selling a tremendous amount of puts, though. They're selling a ton of puts. They just went from 400 million purchased puts to 200 million sold puts. That's a 600 million sell-off of puts. But they're also selling a crap ton of calls. NASDAQ is down. Let's take a look at the big players. NVIDIA is getting wrecked. Apple bounced, but it's fallen. Amazon's fallen. Microsoft. AVGO is getting plummeted. AVGO is down 20%. 20%. Google. Tech is just getting wrecked left and right. XLF, Visa had a bit of a move here. If they fail this NASDAQ, it's going down. I can't explain how life-changing it is to switch to only 1 or 2 micros. I'm consistently getting 100-point trades every day. Isn't it amazing, Roaring Brewski? Low risk, low emotions. It makes trading fun again. Make trading fun again. Mitifa. Mitifa. Make trading fun again. And you do that through position sizing. Another green candle instantly roasted. The buyers cannot put on any rally whatsoever before they get smacked in the face. I mean, that was like a 30-point up and down real quick. Real quick. Another red move down. All the way down. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Failing, baby. Oh, absorption all the way. Green candles roasting on an open fire. Dip buyers all getting smoked. 25,250. Wow, look at this. Let me hear you say, Volume's coming in. Wow. WOW, World of Warcraft, or wow. 25,250. We just smoked yesterday's lows. Or I'm sorry, the overnight lows. Now we're coming down to yesterday's level 167 right there. Wow. Wow. This is nutty, bro. That would have been a great short. Yeah, buddy. 565 million calls sold, 100 million puts purchased. The range has been interesting. Well, that is a tremendous amount of volume right there. Tremendous amount of volume. In fact, that is by far the highest volume candle of the day. In fact, that took out every single candle yesterday except the closing market on balance candle. And they're putting on a bounce. Anyone else top six just freeze again? Obviously we couldn't use it yesterday. I didn't even open it up this morning, so Top Step is quickly falling from my graces. Or maybe it's because I took a loss a couple of days ago on it and I'm pissed at them. But either way, they're falling from my graces. Tradeify yesterday said that you can now, they're not going to help out anyone else moving forward on Project X. Moving lower. So you now have to trade at your own risk. Yeah, use your own risk. Use your API disconnected. Yeah, Top Step X is down again. I just tried to open it, down again. Like, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's, yeah. I moved over to TPT. Nice, Craig. Well done, buddy. I'm telling you, man, TPT is the best by far. It's not even close. There's not a single prop firm out there that even comes close. 25,300 is the SR flip. We have a nice high volume bounce so far. Coming up. Aggressive move up. Let's see if they can clear it. Man, tremendous amount of of put selling. Tremendous amount of put selling. The buyers cannot maintain a rally for nothing. For nothing. What is TPT? Not paying attention for some time. TPT is Take Profit Trader. Take Profit Trader. That is my preferred prop firm of choice. Going green 320. Do not use Top Step. That's right. Top Step, you fired. I'm on a new platform today. I can't deal with Project XBX. Someone shorted 15 NASDAQ at 480 and they cut the cord. Probably. Another top wick. Quick 100-point bounce off the bottom. Going green. We have a tremendous amount of put selling. They sold off 700 million of puts. 700 million. So right now we've got to get at least 317. I mean, they're top wicking everything. Unless you're just catching these scalps at the bottom, there's just nothing right now. Nothing. Even's Top Step, his TV is ending their stream. Are they really? Why? Like permanently or just today? Oh man, they're terrible. I think he's retiring. That's what he's doing. I stopped with Stop Step a few months back. It's not dependable. It's awful. It's awful. It's terrible. What used to be such a high quality platform is becoming terrible. Both from a technical usage and fun and philosophy. All right, 7 minutes. I may have been locked out of everything. Why? What's up? Tonight, Trump is doing a 9 p.m. Eastern Time press conference. No idea what he's going to talk about. Six minutes till data, and now we're just kind of this back and forth. You see, obviously, we can't maintain the high. No long positions at all until you get a higher high. We couldn't do anything. There's no higher highs here. Look at the 5 minute. Nothing. No higher highs whatsoever, so there's no 3C longs. There shouldn't be a single long position opened. Opened up new accounts to eval and pass and reset a pro account traded through the night. Now I have no ability to place orders. That's weird. I'd have to look at it more closely. Maybe a stupid question, but do we still take the 3C buys even if there's now below SPY? Well, On the shorter time frame here, I have to play with the 3Cs say. You know, it depends on which trade you're looking at. That's really more of a judgment call. Right now, they're top wicking everything. I don't want to take a long position at all until I see something very strong. The option chain is a little bit weird. In fact, I need to post this in the Hero channel to show y'all how weird things can get. And I think this is derivative of the fact that today is Vixpiration. I think that's what we're seeing here. There's a lot of weird activity for Vixpiration. We're seeing a tremendous amount of put selling and call selling. So it's this option selling left and right. Strong, aggressive bottom wick. Can they hold it? Now they're flying. Can they do it? Can they do it? If they take out, so if they take out 300, we'll probably have a decent move, especially with the put selling. I would look for about 350. Now, you know, obviously I've been plotting the Fibonacci lately because it's been correlating, but that's more of just a, you know, be aware of type of things. But we have an SR flip at 353. We have some consolidation. So if we get over 300, I would target 350. If we get 350, I would target high of the day, but only when that happens. Don't front run. Don't front run. 337 is confirmation. Negative. 315 is about confirmation here. And then after that, you 350 or 315, you'll go to 350. After 350, you go to 450 on NASDAQ. We have a tremendous amount of volume coming in. There we go. There's your confirmation back up. You're welcome, AR. Still going, 340. Beautiful. Tremendous amount of put selling. 800 million put sold. And they're starting to trickle into some calls here. If they come back down, top wick, retest 315, you'll have a good additional entry position. But now we're going for 350. The horses are out of the gate. Horses are out of the gate. There we go. Large green engulfing. Let's go 350. If you get 350, we'll go high of the day. Only if we, well, let's call it 353. If they claim 353, 3 points higher, then high of the day. But don't gun for that unless we clear it. One step at a time. One foot in front of the other. Come on, baby. Give daddy some candy. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Top wick right off 350. You jabroni candles. You jabroni candles. 350 was my first target. There you go. We have 900 million calls or put sold, so very bullish at the moment. I would call it bullish, not very bullish. Let me come into the Hero channel. I got to post this in the Hero Analytic channel. If we capture 353, we're going to high of the day, but only if we capture 353. Trying to make this more viewer friendly. You know what I can do? Y'all don't need to see the left, do you? You don't need to see the left. I think we could take this and move this to this, right? We don't need a big old. You don't need to see the past stuff. You just need to see the current. Would that work for y'all for spot gamma? So we can have more price action view. Let me know. Another bottom wick to retest 313, and then we're going to come up high. You don't see my spot gamma chart? Oh, that's yeah on Bookmap. Yeah, I'm sorry on Discord. Which, by the way, today's Bookmap day. 30 minutes. We have to switch over to Bookmap Discord. So yes. Large red, rejecting 350. What's my last day on stream? Tomorrow. Tomorrow. I'll stream normal tomorrow. I'll be gone completely on Friday, and I'll be back doing very short streams. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be doing just 30-minute morning streams, and that's it. And they'll be limited in resources. And then I'll be back normal after, I would assume, Thursday, Friday, with it being Christmas. Christmas is Thursday, right? Yeah. Thursday, Friday will be nothing, and then we'll be back at it week after. But I'll be back home Christmas. Go Thursday, Friday, I'll be back home. I just, trading, gonna do nothing. $900 million puts sold. $615 million puts purchased. Come back over. Can I look at oil? Yeah, we'll take a look at oil. Tremendous volume on that. Look at that. 55 defending that. 55 iron pen, Mr. Matlock cannot offend. Whee! I can't wait, dude. I can't wait. I love skiing. Skiing's my top hobby. I wish I could ski every day. If I didn't have to turn in my AR-15s, I would move to Vail. Top wick back over. You can't have AR-15s. You can, but you have to have magazine capacity limits. And it's just once you limit one thing, everything's on the chopping block at that point. It's only a matter of time before they ban AR-15s there. And yeah. That's why Magpul left. Magpul left there, and I think I forget where they went. They left Colorado. Bottom wick coming back up. Utah's better skiing and you keep your guns. I'd like to go there. I'd like to go there. Bottom wick back up. My top step position just came back on 10 minutes late. It's green. There you go. Which is funny because 90% of Colorado's rural conserve. Yeah, the cities control everything, man. That's the problem. It's terrible. Pretty much the whole country. Every state in the country would be a deep red state if it wasn't for the cities, the big cities. Coming up to 353 again. I haven't taken a secondary position here. I'm just letting this thing shake out. POC is going crazy because NASDAQ is whips on all over the place. Can't take it off. Yeah. All right, 25,340 here on NASDAQ. If you go look at ES, they're kind of bouncing back up here too. We have gold is putting on a beautiful 3C bottom wick right there. Beautiful 3C moves all over the place. You had a little scalp short opportunity. You had the bounce long. Had the 3C bounce overall. Just over and over and over again. RTY is quite strong. Quite strong. NASDAQ just chilling. The options chain is turning more and more bullish. Watch for this green line. If this green line goes up big time, I think this market will recover every single point of this little drop. Just be on the lookout. Just be patient. Just be patient, grasshopper. Has anyone created a new main account for TPT? Not like trading counter eval, but a whole new account. I have not. I think that's tied to, I don't know what it's tied to. I don't know. VIX is coming off a teeny weeny. Yeah, so VIX has been back and forth now since Friday, December 12th, just pivoting into 17 and 18 and 16. Just all in this area. It doesn't want to really catch a bid and it doesn't want to sell off. It's just kind of just chillaxing. This is terrible price action right now. I would not touch this. We had a beautiful move down. We had a beautiful 3C bottom wick. Until then, I wouldn't touch anything else until we have a clear signal. Look what patience does for you. If you were patient yesterday, you would have been rewarded greatly. Look at that price action after the morning break. We had some tightness and then had a little more and then bam, it just went crazy. Today's the same way. This is just disgusting after the open. Don't do nothing. What's the best platform to use with TPT, TradingView or Ninja? I've never traded with TradingView. I couldn't tell you. Ninja Trader, I tried, didn't care for it, but a lot of people love it. Give it a shot. There's a ton of options. If you go to create here, let me look at this. Let's open up TPT real quick. Create new account. Just pick one. Rhythmic data feeds. So these are the rhythmic data feeds available. It's hard to see, but those are all the rhythmic data feeds. Motive Wave, Bookmap, Quant Tower, R Trader. Some of these I've never even heard of. Sierra Charts, Multi Charts, Jigsaw Trading, which they've reached out to me for an affiliateship before. eSignal, ATAS, Photon, Scalp. A lot. Whereas CQG, Ninja Trader, TradingView Prop, Tradevate Prop. I'm thinking about opening a 150K account with TPT. How do buffer zones? I would recommend smaller. I would go with the 75. That's a great balance. 150 is great, but you have to make $4,500 before you can start taking payouts, and it's pricey. And you know the benefit about the 150K accounts is that it allows you to use 15 minis. You don't need to use 15 minis. So in my opinion, I think you're just I would recommend going to 75Ks. But yeah, so the way the buffer works with the eval is it's trailing drawdown. So it's unrealized profits too. If you open up a trade and you make $3,000 and then you let it come back down to break even, you've lost $3,000 of your buffer, of your trailing drawdown. So you got to play small. That's the catch. That's the only one downside of TPT is that they have a trailing drawdown. Once you get beyond that, which is easily done with proper position sizing, I have no problem with it. Once you do that, you could start to build into the buffer. Once you hit the buffer, the trailing drawdown stops. It becomes static once you hit the buffer. You said that for the Pro accounts, the Pro Plus accounts, they only use CQG. That's correct. That's correct. TPT gives you just enough rope to hang yourself if you're one of those people, but once you get through the trailing drawdown, man, I'm telling you, it's preposterous the amount of money you can make with TPT. Thoughts on how Japan's rates could affect U.S. markets? I'm not well versed. I've tried to research that stuff. The reason I tried to research it a lot in 2022 because if it was going to happen, it was going to happen then when things are going crazy. But the Japan market continues to be obliterated, and now they're beginning to hike rates again, and it's, who knows? If you want to learn more about that, I recommend you take a look at Lead Lag Report, Michael Gayed. He talks a lot about that, the carry trade, the Japanese trade. I just don't know enough about it to really give my true opinion on it. I know a little bit about it, but not much. Basically, Japan's number one goal is to repatriate Japanese dollars into the Japanese treasury market. So that's it, That's the intent. And if they start to sell off Japanese treasuries, sell off the United States market in general to repatriate dollars, then it'll cause pressure in the United States market. Do I suggest 75K account over 150? I do, yes. I've done some 150K accounts. It's not worth it to me. It's not worth it. I don't like using 15 minis, so it's to me it's not worth it. It's not worth it. I have to make $4,500 before I start taking money out, and I don't get the benefit of using major position sizing. I just don't do it. Yeah, if you use 15 minis and catch one trade, it's nice. You can hit 10 grand in about 30 seconds, but 9.9 times out of 10, you're going to get wrecked. So my favorite is a 75K. I've taken payouts on 50Ks. I've taken payouts on 75Ks. I've taken payouts on 150Ks. The only account I have not used is 25K. What's your most conviction stock you hold long term? Well, it depends what you mean. If you're talking about just a common, then SPY. SPY is it's obviously it's an ETF, not necessarily a stock, but yeah. In terms of actual stock, I mean, I hold all of the major top 10 of the SPY. That's what I do. I go to ssga.com. That's my trading strategy long term. Whatever they buy, I buy. If I see them for some reason, if we have a generationally changing leader of the market, let's say Apple completely falls off the face of the earth, and the SSGA starts to sell off all of their NVIDIA, deallocate, then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to sell off every Apple share I have. But for the past 20 plus years, Apple's been a player, so I am holding Apple. I took an SPX 5810 call at 3:30 yesterday afternoon for a 211% win. Beautiful, Damien. Well done. Right now, there is zero edge. Zero. Just wait for a higher high in NASDAQ or a lower low if you want to short, whichever. Right now, we're smack dab in the middle. Every single candle's reversed. Do not touch. I'm warning you. At least not ES and NASDAQ. We have 16 minutes before oil puts on a CL inventory. You cannot trade that for TPT. Wait for 1 minute after, and then see if we can get some moment on CL. Well, you can trade it on evals. You can't trade it on Pro or Pro Plus. Do I speculate with mid caps? If there's a setup, yes. Like, for example, I posted a couple of mid caps today in the signals channel for setups. I do. If there's a good setup, I will speculate options on mid caps, but I won't go below that. Like, I won't go down to the single digit $4 and $5 small caps. If there's too much liquidity issues there, the spreads are too wide. No bueno. No bueno. Yeah, buddy. What is SSGA? That is the spider. That's the here. Go to that. I should have done www, right? That's the spider. State Street Management Investment. They're the firm that manages the entire S&P. There you go. If you want to learn everything about the S&P, do that. Not just SPY, but all the SP and S&P products, all the different ETFs, all the X sectors. If you want to learn about the X sectors and what stocks are in each X sector, then that's the website. You need to spend some time from a fundamental standpoint looking at that website. VPA doesn't matter at all, but fundamentally, if you want to know what makes up all the S&P products, that's your huckleberry right there. CPI tomorrow, yes sir. Yes sir. Speaking of sir, where's Twizzy? Where's he at today? I haven't seen him today. Where's Dan? My top 3 stocks are chicken, beef, and venison. I had, speaking of that, I had deer fajitas last night. I'm going to say something that may blow your mind, especially for my beef lovers. Deer fajitas are better than beef fajitas. Deer fajitas are better than beef. Fight me. Fight me. Not steaks. Fajitas. Fajitas. Don't you put that evil on me. And trust me, I love steak. I never thought in a million years I'd agree to it. I never thought I would in a million years I'd agree to it. But last night we had deer fajitas. I've been eating deer my entire life, and last night was the first time I've made fajitas with it. It was extraordinary. It was soft. It was succulent. It was juicy because you had a little bit of fat in there. It was juicy. It was tender. It wasn't chewy. It was delicious. It was delicious. Highly recommended. The Mexican people in the room are freaking out. If I'm going to trade on anything else when CL news, is that allowed? That's allowed, yeah. You just can't trade CL itself. The 1 minute before or 1 minute after. I have a freezer full of deer, duck, and goose. I love it all. Nice, down. It's amazing. If it's whitetail, that is yes. John Deere, yeah. I like deer tacos. Deer tacos are fantastic, man. We had homegrown, we had them with homegrown onions and peppers and everything from banana peppers from this past garden. It's beautiful. All right, a little bit more top wick here. If you look on the longer time frame, we have multiple top wicks rolling over. I'm still not touching this. I don't like any of this. I'm just going to chillax for now. Elk? No elk by me. We have a lot of moose, though. Not much elk, though. Have you ever had birria tacos? Yes, I've made them. They're extraordinary. They're extraordinary. I will not order them in restaurants, though, because they suck in restaurants. They're terrible. If I'm going to have those tacos, I'm going to either go to someplace authentic, which I don't have near me, or I'm going to make them myself. And I am 25% Puerto Rican, so I guess you can consider them authentic, even though they're not Puerto Rican. I have a little Espanol in me. What about polar bear fajitas? Yeah, they're pretty good. They're a little gamey. Puerto Rico. After the 1 minute vol spike at 946, how are you looking at this price action? Isn't this redistribution to go lower? Yes, so we have a high volume bottom wick. It presented a beautiful 3C bottom wick, a beautiful long entry, but that has failed. And now that the fact that the buyers cannot claim a higher high on the longer time frame, like the Cinco or in the Quince, that this does look like absorption for lower prices. That's why I will not touch another long position until we take out a higher high, which at this point is 348. I'll move this down to 348. I need 348 or my hands are off. Manos Arribas on long positions. And the thing is, once you capture 348, you're talking another 160 points. There's plenty of upside potential if we take out 348. Puerto Ricans or Mexicans are totally different. I know they are. I was just messing with you. There's a place near me that makes them. They're amazing. Yeah, buddy. Baby seal fajitas? Yeah, especially when you club them yourself. You just walk up and you just club them in the face. They're even better because they don't see it coming. But yeah, baby seals are fantastic. Now I'm offended. That sounds like a you problem. I took the short as one of my setups. Nice. 25,302. I ate flying fox on the island of Vanuatu. Is that in Hawaii? I don't know. I don't think I've heard that one. Did I pronounce that properly? That sounds like a Hawaiian island. Fiji? I'm not rich enough to go to Fiji. I ate kangaroo in Australia. It was nasty. What does that mono thing mean when you say we should? Yeah, I got that from a movie, Mono Cerebus, which is Spanish for hands up or do nothing. I just use that to say don't do anything, don't touch anything. I've tried Bobcat before. Interesting. Not that great. Did you ever do the 50K giveaway? Negative. You know what? I'm going to do it right now. I did not. I said I was going to, so I'll do it right now. How about that? Big green coming up. High volume. What are they going to do? I'm not chasing that candle. I'm not chasing that candle. I'm going to do one for Tier 2 members. Still going green here. And then I'm going to do one for everybody else. All right, live. Check out the two accounts. There you go. Go sign up. Enter chance to win a $50,000 account from TPT and a $150,000 account from TPT. Are you saying you're not an options millionaire? Oh my gosh. All right, 348. Let's see where we go. High volume. Where did that move? Once there's acceptance above 348 and you decide to take the trade, I know you consider volume where that came, but would you like to place your stop? If I took a 340, let's say the way I would like to see it, if this was textbook move where I would like to play along here, because I'm not in it, break above, retest, enter, bottom wick, and go. Because of this stuff right here, you see this big sweeping top wick off this prior resistance? That's why I don't want to chase this long position. The retest is the much better entry than trying to play the breakout because you're going to get wrecked right there. Ice Cube would have just gave you the side eye right there. Right here. No longer until we see more put buying. I don't know what that means. It's no longer until we see more call buying, you mean? Do you normally trade on continuous contract? Correct. I normally trade on continuous contract. Yep. Sweeping top wick off of that into the prior resistance, 348. Beautiful. I just checked the weather. It's going to be 65 here next week on Christmas. Meanwhile, it's 20 degrees on Monday. It's crazy, man. The weather is absolutely insane. We had 11 degrees a couple of weeks ago, and now it's going to be almost springtime weather. $790 million calls sold, 49 million puts sold. $68 degrees on Christmas Eve. No, on Christmas, 68 degrees in sunny skies. I'm going to mow the grass on Christmas just to say I did it. Just to say I did it. How does the number 71 in the previous winner translate to who won? I post that because I use the Excel formula rand between. So however many people voted, I'll set that many numbers to constrain, and it'll give me a random digit, and that's who wins. Oh my gosh. I'm going to Vail skiing when it's 50 degrees. There's not going to be any snow. It's 49 degrees the day I get there. It's 50 degrees the entire week. 49, 48, 49, 49, 49. The whole week I'm there. It's going to be terrible. I'm going to California to visit the family. It's going to be about the same temp here as Missouri. Yeah. Anyway, I know I'm not really talking much about trading here, but I'm not touching any of this until we get outside this little range. So, how do I know my number? I was 9 before I clicked, and it jumped ahead of lots. You have to go into the if you go into view reactions, you'll have to count what your place is in line. I was in kindergarten. We had 5 feet of snow. In 1994, we had a colossal ice storm. It shut down the whole city for like 2 weeks. I remember that. And now, I mean, we'll be lucky if we get 2 inches of snow. I'm going to Vail, Colorado, and it's 50 degrees in December. I've been going to Vail in December almost every year for the past 8 years, and it's beautiful. It's like 20 degrees tops. It's beautiful snow, and now I'll be lucky if we even have a slope open. So on the 15-minute, we have bottom wick doji. At the moment, S&P, it's pretty much the same thing. Gold's here. All right, it is 10:30 Central, 11:30 Eastern. No, swipe that. See, my computer time is on Eastern time frame. My watch is on Alaskan Central time frame, so I have to do math. Anyway, I have to switch over to Bookmap. I'll post links when I'm active. If you're on YouTube, you're going to see this stream shut off. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You'll get the notification pop-up of the additional stream that starts here in about 60 seconds, and you'll be good to go. So I'll be right back. I'm out.